Welcome, judges. We are Execute consulting firm, preparing for Calgary Exotic Animal Rescue, or CEAR for short. This presentation is prepared by Oliver, Benny, and myself, Ryder, and is prepared for EnactASAFE. You can pause the video and follow with these two options. Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened. For our executive summary, the primary issue we found is that there are too many exotic pets in North America getting surrendered to CEAR itself. Stemming from this, our secondary issue is that we don't have enough funding with CEAR to take care of these animals. To combat these issues, we plan to market our cause through social media and community outreach events such as parades and school assemblies in the Calgary area, while reforming exotic animal regulation in the province of Alberta for the greater good of these animals and our cause. Our internal analysis, some strengths we found is that the variety of animals is good. Our partnership with COGS is a good platform to raise awareness. And also the volunteers that EnactASAFE has given us is really strengthful. A weakness we found is that the large amount of animals is really expensive to take care for. Also, our inexperience with gardening. For our external analysis, some opportunities is that there's no special licenses required. Also, Animals Are Cute we find is a good summary to describe how people love animals. Some threats, as we already went over, is the high expense of these animals and also the large population in North America getting surrendered.
So for option one to deal with these issues, we have community outreach. In community outreach, we want to market our animals. And so we're going to go to different petting carnivals, zoos, and other places to bring like a traveling petting zoo so that people can see our animals, they fall in love with our animals, they want to come travel to our own locations and possibly adopt animals, and they want, and so we're also going to do discounts at our garden center. We're going to have coupons so that when people make a purchase, they have this one-time coupon to go to COBS and gain a discounted entrance. We also want to reach out to volunteers, like a good volunteer base, so high schools, Rotary clubs, so that people can see our problem, become passionate about it. Young people are very passionate about animals and humanitarian issues, and so they will want to come help us and build their resume. Some pros of this are that it provides the needed marketing and volunteers for the garden center so that people want to come help us, people are coming to help us. However, it does not deal with the issues of bringing in funds to take care of the animals we already have. Option two is animal license classes and regulations. In this option, we are going to lobby the government and raise awareness to possibly create a petition so that the regulations towards these animals is changed. You can buy a kangaroo or a wallaby quite easily without having to jump through many hoops or gain any certifications. We want to change that. We want to bring forward some regulations so that people have to take some classes to gain certifications to own these animals. In these classes, which we hope to run, people will learn about the animal, learn about taking care of the animal through all the stages of its life. Not just as a baby when it's cute, but hopefully they will want to take care of it all the time until it passes on. So some pros of this are that it decreases the amount of lost animals and deals with the cost of our current animals. People will possibly not want to own an animal as much when they find out what a big commitment it is. And we will also make money from running these classes, which will help us deal with our already lost animals, rescued animals that we have and we're taking care of. The cons of this are that it takes a considerable amount of time to achieve. The government is a slow-moving organization, and we will have trouble pushing them to institute these regulations, which will help the animals find better homes and better lives. Option three is something we like to call the triple Yahtzee. In option three, we want to take both option one and option two and put them together. Option 1 gives us a lot of marketing and advertisements so that people are aware of our cause. And option 2 brings forward all these regulations and classes, which helps take care of possibly future rescued animals. Option 1 will provide the needed marketing for option 2 to lobby the government, to pressure the government into increasing these regulations so that they complement each other. The pros of this are that it does deal with nearly every single presented problem in question. However, there is possible failure. It is a very ambitious undertaking and will take a lot of time and strong commitment to bring this forward. So in our decision matrix, you can see that the community outreach option does not really bring in much revenue or deal with the overpopulation of animals. However, the license classes and regulations does. It brings in good revenue and will target the animal issue of overpopulation. So the triple Yahtzee will take care of all the presented problems and hopefully work for the greater good.
For implementation, during our first month, we would like to focus on recruiting volunteers. This would be when we'd reach out to Rotary clubs and high schools where people are most eager to start volunteering. Through our second month, we'll begin lobbying. This can be done through means of social media primarily to spread the word and bring pressure to the government to start making changes. During the third month, we plan to implement the discounts to try and increase the people that will like to come to our greenhouse. And during month 4, we'll continue to spread the awareness, not just of what our issue is, but why it should be important. Once again, through social media means and also pamphlets that we can take to, leading into month 5, our outreach events. This could vary very much depending on what is available at the time. If there's parades going on, if there's markets or possible locations where we could bring our mobile petting zoo and our pamphlets to spread our marketing and our message about what we would like to do with the government. In month 6, where we're nearing the end of our greenhouse season, that is when we would focus on constructing our classes. Hopefully by then we'll have some notion from the government on how we should structure those, but that can continue into our off-season as it will be online classes. In our budget analysis, we have allocated specific budgets to each separate segment of our plan that stays within our $20,000 limit. For risks and mitigations, one of the biggest risks we face is that the government won't support us. However, that is mitigated by the pressure being increased from public support and the public awareness we'll bring about. Another risk is that we will not have enough volunteers. However, on top of the volunteers Enactus is already providing, we will also be going to high schools and Rotary. As stated previously, that is where the volunteers would be most eager, and also the high school students can build their resume. Another risk is that there's not enough advertisement for the greenhouse. However, because we are located at Cobbs, not only will we be having our own marketing plan, as previously described, but we also get the foot traffic from Cobbs. Speaking of the greenhouse, here are some plans we've provided. We've made a small sketch of a layout where the main building is where our cashiers would be located, and then there are 3 separate greenhouses with shrubs, trees, other greenery, tropical plants, and then domestic flowers, fruits, and vegetables. So this allows us to have a wider variety, as different conditions in different greenhouses will allow more plants to thrive. And then by coming back through the main building to our cashiers, they will also be walking through general garden supplies, and perhaps reminding themselves that, oh hey, yes we do need that to boost our sales. For suppliers, we have Burnaby Lake, which supplies the plants. They are BC based and they offer shipping to Alberta. For greenhouse supplies and the general supplies as well, we have the Greenhouse Megastore, which is a US-based company, but because we share a land border, shipping from them is free over $49. Since we're purchasing in bulk, that should be an easy number to achieve. In conclusion, we plan to tackle our primary issue with minimizing the expenses steers will face in the future by reducing the amount of exotic pets surrendered. We will lobby support from the government to make restrictions on exotic pet ownership, so not just every average Joe could own a wallaby. We will also host classes educating potential pet owners so people will be aware of the big responsibility they're taking when they adopt these pets. And also, to tackle our secondary issue and raise more funding, we have community outreach events to advertise and also recruit more volunteers. Thank you very much for coming to our presentation. Have a great day.